Good morning, early Monday morning. I'm here in the parking lot. I thought the store opened earlier than it does, and so I'm sitting here waiting for 15-20 minutes before it opens. So I thought, instead of just sitting idly, why don't I do a video? And I wanted to do this on a certain thing. I wanted to do this on fitness, health and fitness. And some of you who've been following me for a while, you know that I used to be a personal trainer, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, kindly ask that you do so. When I worked as a personal trainer, I saw a lot of failures, a lot of people failing at trying to stay, I don't want to say have a good diet, because I don't like to use the word diet. I never used it with my clients, because diet tends to have such a negative connotation to it that people, when they hear diet, are like, they think it's a struggle. They think it's like, oh no, I can't achieve that. I can't, because some of them are so strict. And I want to speak, I'm going to do hopefully at least a video a week on this topic, on health and fitness. And the first one that I want to speak on is the most important one, which is your nutritional intake. Okay. And I used to tell my clients, it doesn't matter how much you work out. If you're in the gym 2 hours a day, every day, but you go home and you're snacking on sugary snacks, and you're eating a lot of pastas, a lot of bread, a lot of processed foods, and not eating the right amount of vegetables and fruits, and drinking a lot of water, because that's one of the keys. You'll notice if you start uptaking your intake of water, because water flushes your body out and it takes out all those toxins, and it just flushes your body out. That's why people say, well, I can't drink too much water, because when I start drinking too much water, I have to go to the bathroom. Yes, because your body's not used to having all that water in its bladder, and so it takes a while. So yes, the first couple of days or maybe even week, you might be going to the bathroom every half hour, every 20 minutes. So be it. You're training your body, you're training your bladder, your system, to take in more and more water. And the more water you take in, the better it is. Your blood flows better throughout your body, and the better flow of your body you have through your cells. It's nothing but positive things. And so I used to tell my clients, if you can work out all you want, but if you don't watch out how you eat, not necessarily how much you eat, because when you're in training and you want to build muscle, I'll give you bodybuilders as an example. Bodybuilders eat, some of them eat like 6 times a day. But instead of eating huge meals, they eat smaller meals proportioned to their nutritional requirements. Most of it, obviously, is protein. But the same thing with you. It's probably better if you eat 4 meals a day, or every 4 hours, than just having 2 meals a day. And then let's say your dinner time meal, it's a big meal full of junk, nothing but junk, and you're so hungry that you tend to overeat. And my dad used to do that. He used to eat maybe just something small in the morning, and then he used to complain that, why am I so heavy, why have I gained so much weight? And some of it had to do with medical issues, but the majority of it had to do because he used to say, I only eat once a day. I used to say, yeah, Dad, but you're eating at 7-8 o'clock at night, and then you're filling your plate as high as it can go. You're eating the equivalent of 2 or 3 meals in one sitting. Your body can only burn so many calories, so much fat, within a specified period of time. And after that, anything that it hasn't burned is stored as fat. So, so you need to be very careful of how much you eat and when you eat. So it's probably better if you eat 3 or 4 smaller meals versus a big one. And you might feel hungry, when you first start, because you're used to eating these huge meals, but you should drink water, and water fills you up. And, make sure you have some fiber, have an apple, because it'll fill you up. And, so that's the key to getting healthier. Okay. And I'm not even going to talk about exercise yet. We'll do that in the next video. It's the key to getting healthier is to eat right, and to eat the correct amount. And if you can, I know some people work late and things like that, don't come home till late, but if you can, try not to eat your dinner too late, at least 4 or 5 hours before you go to bed. So if you normally go to bed by 10 o'clock, you should be eating by 6 o'clock the latest. If you go to bed at 11 o'clock, try to 7 o'clock the latest. Me, myself, I don't think I've ever ate in my house. I think maybe 6:30, 6:45 is the latest, and we consider that a late meal. We normally try to eat between 5:30 and 6:30ish, around that time span. And and also don't stay up too late, because if you stay up too late and you're past that 4 or 5 hour window of your last meal, you're gonna wind up finding yourself craving a snack or being hungry, and then you're just gonna go and eat some junk because you don't want to eat a meal. So be careful on how much you eat, on when you eat, on what you eat more than anything. And I'm not saying that you should restrict yourself completely, because I used to tell my clients, especially the men, I used to say, listen, I'm not telling you can't go have some pizza. I'm not telling you can't go have a beer or two with your friends. All I'm telling you is you can't have 4 slices. You can't eat a whole pie. You can't sit there and drink a whole 6-pack. You have a slice or two with a beer or two, and that's it. And you learn how to limit yourself. And that's maybe once a week when you're hanging out with the boys. And that's the same thing. I mean, if you have a sweet tooth, all right, so I don't encourage this, but if you have to, have 1 cookie. I know that it's hard to have one, but just have one. Or don't bring snacks into your house. Don't bring sugary snacks into your house, because if they're there, they're going to be calling to you and you're just going to go. So that's the first key. And to me, that's the most important thing of getting yourself in good physical condition, especially in your health. And I want to end this video with this. I'm not a doctor, and I'm no longer certified as a personal trainer, but I'm just speaking based on what I knew. I don't know your situation. I don't know your health. And so I'm telling you, if you're gonna try and change your eating habits, change your style, go to the doctor first. Your doctor knows you better than you, and seek a medical opinion and advice, not mine. And then you can just go off of that. But anyway, so that's the first key, is eating right. Okay. And I used to tell my clients, nutrition is 80%, if not 90%, of losing weight or getting into better shape. It's 80 or 90%. So if you can't do the 80 or 90%, why bother with the 10% or 10 to 20%, which is physical fitness? And we'll get into that in the next video, and I'll give you guys some pointers going forward on some of these things that you can do. God bless you, my friends.